Drunk Santa, drunk, drunk Santa, drunk Santa, drunk Santa, drunk, drunk Santa, oh, drunk Santa. I bet Santa will come by fairly early Christmas night, since last year he was driving kind of late. That night he came by smashing through our barn roof, what a fright! Tonight I hope he slides down to our grate. Down the chimney straight. It's lucky I'm a farm boy who didn't have a gun. That old graybeard a-lying in the hay. The moment that I saw him, I really thought to run, until he says, I fell out of my sleigh. Quite a long, long way. He was drunk, 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 and of course he got me thinking, there's just no way old Santa should be flying while he's drinking. But if this is really Santa, it's a Santa who is stinking. And he looks me in the eye, and it's almost like he's winking. And he says to me, well, what we gonna do? I says, we gotta fix that barn roof's hole. He answers, later. I've finished with the farms, and it's a pity to skip the children living in Savannah and Decatur. I gotta get the children in the city. Little Lola wants a kitty. Yeah, but you're drunk, drunk, drunk. I can hear it in your talking. And I bet if you get on your feet, I'll see it in your walking. A Santa drunk is bad enough, but I can see you chalking up another crime, like simply breaking in or maybe stalking. And he says to me, well, what we gonna do? So I says, well, look here, Santa, I know what we have to do. 'Cause if my dad was here, well, this is what he'd say. Hey, Saint, I was a drinker, acting just the same as you. Let's get you to the nearest AA. They'll hear your story right away. So I pile him in my daddy's car, though I'm too young for driving, and 20 minutes later hear the crying at the Baptist church just down the road where AA is thriving. And I just think this Santa guy is lying, but the audience is buying. And he's still a little drunk as he's winding up this session. And he says, my friends, I've got to stop this sad heartfelt confession. And if you'll all forgive my quite unsaintly indiscretion, I'll now proceed to rid myself of gifts in my possession. And he says to me, well, what we gonna do? And I'm just about to say, let's just cut out all this baloney, when Santa whistles and just yells out, hey! He walks outside the door and kind of points with his old bony fingers, and I'm looking at his sleigh. You just don't see one every day. It's covered up in icicles, the reindeers are all ready. He jumps right in and lifts into the night. I see him wave his hand, he holds it really steady, and he shouts, I'm sober, see, now I'll fly right. Just might. Well, last year he was drunk, but now I bet he's pure. 'Cause last year's drunken Santa will have finished up his cure. And he'll slide straight down our chimney, and I bet he will be sure to greet me with a nod and with a wink, both sober and mature. And then he'll say, well, what we gonna do? Sober Santa, sober Santa, sober Santa, sober Santa. Sober Santa, sober Santa, Santa's sober. Sober Santa.